Today, I'm speaking with Dr. Khadar Vali, who's popularly known as the Millet Man of India. He left a successful career abroad to come to India to pursue and devote himself to something much more simpler but extremely powerful, the food that we consume. For the past 30 years or so, he's been advocating the traditional millets over the modern grains and also the kind of lifestyle a person needs to lead in these modern times to be able to control and manage diseases like type 1 diabetes. In the year 2023, he was also awarded the Padma Shri Award for his contributions. Now, Dr. Khadar, I've known you since, 2021? Ever since I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Now, this obviously came as a big shock to my family and I, but ever since we started following your protocol, your diet to the T, not partially, but strictly adhering to what you're saying, we were able to gradually lower my sugar levels. And it came to a point where I didn't even need any external insulin at all. So I know this raises a lot of questions amongst many people. Like, they question a lot about the diagnosis. However, endocrinologists themselves have diagnosed my issue. But at the same time, today's episode is not about debating about, what my diagnosis or what my problem truly is, but rather about addressing the bigger question. Can diseases like type 1 diabetes be managed and controlled with just a food and a lifestyle change? And what does it really take to be able to achieve this? So I'm going to start off with my first question. It's something rather simpler and basic, but confuses a lot of people. Now, many of T1D patients who I talk to or who I've met, they understand what it's all about. But what does a regulation in type 1 diabetes mean? Is it something like our body is capable of being able to manage or handle the disease, but we need to create an environment for it? Or what is it like?
There are two things in your question. One is regulating. Who is regulating whom? The release of glucose into your bloodstream is something that has to be regulated, which in the last 75 or 100 so years, humans have been choosing the wrong grains who do not have this regulating capacity. Your rice and wheat, they are C3 grasses. That means the photosynthesis starts from pyruvic acid and slowly build up to glucose. We do not have the regulating fiber incorporated into the carbohydrate of these two grains. And that being the case, the glucose spikes keep happening whenever you eat rice, wheat and sugar.
Correct, because rice doesn't have the fiber layer.
The fiber layers to regulate the release of glucose into your bloodstream. So when you release more than 5 grams of glucose into your bloodstream, you are disturbing the homeostasis of the blood.
Right.
So now if you happen to take sugar also along with it, you are going to increase the spike. So now who is regulating? It is the fiber that is in the grains that we have chosen. The traditional paramparic, what we call, those grains that our ancestors ate for time immemorial have been taken away from our plates, and rice and wheat has come into its.
Correct.
So now all over the planet, humans have been spiking their blood with this glucose spikes. And that is the main reason why you have the problems.
Correct.
So when glucose spikes increase in human systems, it leads to various kinds of diseases, including disturbing the endocrine system. And that's what happens in the type 1
Correct.
kind of diseases. So now, having answered the first part of the question, the second part logically follows that
Correct.
if we eat millets on a daily basis, we would reverse the issue. And that's what has happened in your case. Not only your case, we have more than 1,000 cases in our clinic. They have stopped using insulin and they're happily living.
So millet is basically the magic grain to be able to control and manage all of
I
this.
won't want to use the word magic because this is science of the millets. I'm not enamored by the word magic. I am very glad to be scientific rather than magical.
So coming to
I hope I have answered your.
yes.
Yeah. So the regulation of the glucose release into your bloodstream does, okay, for your happiness, I use the word does the magic.
That's so true. So in this traditional world, so we've kind of oversimplified the issue by blaming sugar alone rather than paying attention to, let's say, the fiber.
Yes.
Correct. So like that's why millets is so important, because that's how it regulates sugar in the first place.
Yeah, they are also now misnomer, like dietary fiber they use. So you can eat rice and wheat and add some fiber, and then they call it dietary fiber.
Correct.
That doesn't work. That doesn't work because it does not regulate the glucose release into your bloodstream. Fiber is there and glucose is coming like flood, so the problem is not completely negated. So you have a problem there. So this is regulatory fiber. That means the carbohydrate of the grain is associated with the fiber through which we achieve the release of glucose in a slow and steady fashion into our bloodstream.
Got it. So at the same time, just consuming, see, this is why we call it Dr. Khadar's lifestyle, right? It's not just food.
Yeah, it's not just food alone. It's a lot of things put together we make a healthy life. Yeah.
Correct. So after your years of research, you're advocating multiple different oils, concoctions, and different protocols, like even following yoga, right? To be able to control all of these challenges. So what research, or how were you able to kind of find out the benefits of these individual elements that kind of help combat these diseases?
Yeah. I will answer the oils first for you. Oils are important part of our both nutrition and building up the body now and then. We actually build every living cell in our body, replenish, newly generate. Say for example, blood. You lose in 3 months and then you replenish it in 3 months. Say liver cells, you lose in 6 weeks, you get them back, new ones are made. And you have your skin, 3 to 6 days it makes, and you have your bones, 6 weeks to 2 months, you remake it.
Correct.
So that means every day you are losing some of your living cells and then replenishing them. That means the new ones are made. So our neurons, the nerve cells, are also made newly once in 7 years. It's not going to happen in 7 weeks or
Correct.
7 months. So that means, and your nephrons, that is kidney cells that filter all the toxic things and send out the stuff that you don't need, they are also taking 7 years to replenish and regenerate. So what it means is that in our body, every 7 years, I'm totally new. So I'm not the same Khadar 7 years back. Every cell in my body is new. That means we are dying on a regular basis and reborn, that replenishing the new cells. And this is the most important point all the experts are missing. So now your pancreas is not working because of some genetic problem. whatever, the cells are not producing insulin. So now how do I redo it?
Millets.
Millets, what do? They, by controlling these spikes and all that, and they also make the carbohydrates get converted into the real fatty acids. And then if it is not enough, we need to supplement with the real oils, not the bazaar oils. The bazaar oils are refined oils which we do not even know what it is made of, because of the contaminations, adulterations, all that. So we have strictly made ghani oils, which is run by bulls, wherein there is no increase of temperature at all when you are extracting the oils. Like you take, for example, groundnut oil has got resveratrol, a beautiful aromatic chemical which is anti inflammation, anti aging, anti-fungal, antibacterial. All these anti inflammation characteristics would disappear if you take groundnuts and put it in a machine and extract oil.
So is inflammation one of the key things behind, gut health?
All diseases start with inflammation. Say when you fall down, an injury, that is inflammation. And so the same thing in the level of energy can happen in your each and every living cell. So if you do not have anti-inflammatory agents in your blood flowing, you are always getting into diseased condition.
Correct.
And the more the anti-inflammation systems you build through your food, the better health you have. And the best anti-inflammatory
Oil.
oils and the lignans that are present in our millet fiber. So the oils go and rebuild your pancreas.
Okay.
So now the diseased, the not working pancreatic cells are not going to be replaced by the same kind of cells now. We are going to supply the right material so that the corrections are done when the regeneration takes place. So over a period of 6 weeks to 6 months, your pancreas now gets into new shape, working model. So now we have replaced a pancreas that your diseased condition over a period of 6 months to maybe 1 year, if not 6 months, 1 year. When things fall into place, it will start replenishing itself, the new cells of pancreas. Now the new pancreas is building insulin and pumping it into your bloodstream. That's how you eliminate your type 1 diabetes, because it is the type 1 means insulin is not produced. So how did millets and these oils together working tandemly make
Correct.
the new pancreas, which is now no more disease exists.
Okay.
And this is the wonderful thing that happens because that replenishing system is supplied with real new healthy raw materials. And why diseases are continuing in the modern lifestyle? Because we are not providing the real healthy raw materials, because our food is now wrong
Correct.
and we do not have the system to be cleaning. Who cleans the system?
The gut.
The gut with the fibrous food that we are eating when we take millets.
Correct.
So it is the fiber that regulates our system and cleans our system. And this is the beauty of fiber. This is the science of fiber.
True. Now, see, many people say that, to manage diseases, especially like type 1 diabetes, they say that having a low carb and a high protein diet is enough. So why specifically millets? Now we've addressed the fiber situation and also because it's anti-inflammatory. But at the same time, so many of them are just pumping themselves with so much protein, and that's what's happening in the industry, right?
Yeah.
Because protein is good for amino acids, muscle building, and overall body strengthening, or at least that's the misconception. How would you address that?
No, but pumping protein means they do not have just protein alone. They have to have fat or meat along with it. Many people are assuming that protein means non-vegetarian
correct.
and meat, but the meat makes protein through the plant protein only. So plant protein comes from legumin, that is legumes, pulses, lentils. These are the names given, but they do harbor 60% of carbohydrate, which is again not regulated. So whoever takes high protein is not going to help himself by correcting your pancreas. Insulin is still not produced properly. You still have to take insulin injections, and you're saying you're managing it.
Correct, because it's not like
It's not like
you're pumping in rice and then it goes high. You're just
so if not
correct.
pumping rice, you are taking some lentil or some protein processed outside, and as a protein content is 60%, but 20 to 30% of it has to be a carbohydrate, which is not regulated, and the protein doesn't regulate your carbohydrate. So where does the healing properties come into this condition? It is low carb. They are saying low carb. What is low carb? What is low carb means? Don't eat rice and wheat. Eat some lentils or meat, egg, fish or whatever meat. So it has its own negative systems, and it doesn't really build back your lost, diseased condition in any living cell. So you're only worried about lowering the carb, but sadly, whatever you're eating, protein or fat content has to be converted to glucose, and then only you can burn.
Correct.
So originally your metabolism is to burn carbohydrate, glucose, not burn protein, not burn fatty acid. So all your efforts are only to see that you are not getting glucose in large quantities. But beyond that, you have no
Where
control.
is your body? Correct.
Where is your no control? So it's not really regulating anything. It's only calculating the amount of carbohydrate, and it's such a pain to do all that. So why all this unnecessary things when I can repair your pancreas and you can go ahead with your original God-given metabolism of carbohydrate metabolism. So I have regulation on the carbohydrate itself.
Correct.
So where is the problem? Now problem is removed at the root instead of managing in the peripherals.
So now, let's say on my plate, ideally speaking, in my plate, what portion of my plate should be carbs, what portion should be my fiber, and what portion of my plate should be, let's say, proteins as such?
Proteins, carbohydrates, fats, fiber, everything is put together in your millets. All are in right proportions. So you don't bother to look at it. You are eating millet main meal, other things you can happily eat your oils, your roots and tubers, you can vegetables and fruits. Just make merry
With what nature gives.
Absolutely. If you have no millets in your food, then all your questions become important.
Correct.
So you are asking questions that do not exist if your meal is millets. As simple as that.
So now, another concern that many parents...
See, your questions are arising from people who are not thinking of millets, who are not aware of millets, who are not using millets.
Correct.
That is the sad story of human race.
Because they forgot
Because they do not know
Ah.
that there is something which we have been throwing away all along. And that's how these experts have described it. It's a primitive food. It is an animal food. It is a bird feed. And these are the names that are given to the millets all through the continents. This is the sad story.
That's so true.
So you are asking all the questions because these are the questions that you are facing from your peers because they are not aware of
millets.
millets.
Correct.
And once they are introduced and then they get used to it and then they follow it for 3 to 6 months, then all these questions evaporate into thin air.
But at the same time, at least what I've noticed in myself is that after having millets, I was like losing little more weight. How would you address that? Does millet kind of induce weight loss?
Yeah,
Or it's just your metabolism that does everything?
yeah, it's the metabolism is an escaping answer. Okay, I don't want to escape from the question. The question is that many people tend to, once they start eating millets, their satiability is very high. That means if I eat this much, I feel good because I don't feel energetically wanting. So you don't feel like eating more. So what happens is many people eat less and less as they start on eating millet food. And that's one wrong thing they do. You need to eat well. You need to eat well with various diversified vegetables, roots and tubers. Then you will not lose. Look at me and like Kannadadalli Gundrai anತಾರೆ. So I eat well. I eat well. Of course, I am now about to enter age of 70. I'm
Wow.
69. I'll be finishing in another 6 to 7 months. But I eat very well. Of course, I eat once in the morning and then afternoon hardly I eat anything. And evening I have my ambali and little bit. So I am now 1.5 times in a day I eat. But young boys and girls should eat well 2 to 3 times as you. And one more important thing is that millets have protein, but they will also be removing excess protein. So you may need some lentils, sprouted lentils, but never eat any sprouted lentils raw. Please just show them to the steam. Steam boil the lentils, then add 1 fistful of it in your meal along with millet food.
Correct.
Yeah.
Is
So that would give you the right amount of exact bodybuilding and all that. It's not that eating millets alone. I eat dals like tur dal, moong dal. My favorite food is idli dosa. So we have urud dal in it, and especially fermented urud dal is very good for you. So it depends on how you manage your recipes and cooking. And so you know what you're eating, then there is no problem at all. Of course, I also add a lot of tubers like colocasia, sweet potato, yam, elephant yam, many yams, sweet yams. So that's one of my favorite foods.
like sweet potato chips?
Yeah,
you can
not
make?
chips. I don't like chips. I actually steam them and then
I don't like
put it in
chips either,
saute.
all of that.
Yeah, yeah. Chips is a lot of work. You know, too much work.
At the same time,
No, once in a while you can eat chips. I'm not against eating chips.
I don't.
And if your oils are good, bull-driven gunny oils, it's fine with me. But I don't like outside oils, this refined oils, plastic
Correct.
dabbas,
You don't know
all
what's-
that. Yeah, processed foods is zero, just zero. No, no, no.
So, following that, I have two questions. Number one is that when I have, like, let's say a dosa, which is a fermented millet, I do see that my sugars raise considerably much higher. And that's why I kind of stopped having things like a dosa or whatever. Does that mean that, because it's millet, those sugar spikes are okay? Or you're supposed to avoid the spikes? What
No,
is it
no,
like?
you don't need to avoid the spikes. Especially for glucose spike, it means up to 50 grams per your 500 liters. So you are counting from 0 to maybe 5 or so that's not spike. Spike is real spike. Okay. Second thing is that when you eat dosa, idli, you have urud dal, which has also got carbohydrate. Say now I have 10 grams of urud dal. 20 grams is protein in that. I mean, 20% is protein. That means 2 grams is protein and 8 grams is carbohydrate, which is unregulated. The fiber of millet does not have control over that becoming glucose. But once it is becoming glucose, it has control in regulating it. So that's why you don't have any damage. Because it is 8 grams out of your 100 grams of food, there is a spike, but it is managed by the millet fiber after it is released.
Correct.
Your HbA1c doesn't go up, but your
Spike, that's
immediate postprandial blood sugar shows up.
got it.
This is the reason why when you eat dal associated with millets, like khichdi, many people, North Indians make khichdi, we make pongal. All these recipes have the millets plus the legumes. That's okay as long as your HbA1c overall 3 months glycosylated hemoglobin doesn't get disturbed, you have no problem.
Okay, got it.
So you don't need to give up on idli dosa. You do, we eat, no problem.
Got it. Now, see, another thing for me which is very important to address is that how do students like me kind of manage to, source, get these grains and still follow the same diet and lifestyle when we go abroad and then there's no mama to cook for me?
Yeah, that's a
What do
good
you
question.
do?
So you be thankful to your mummy to start with. And yeah, it's a very good question. And you need to cook. Sadly, the whole human race is going away from kitchens. Because now, if you know, you're living in Bangalore, Zomato, Swiggy is something which has spoiled the whole culture of food. You are ordering almost 1 crore Zomato, Swiggy orders per day in Bangalore. So your question is very pertinent. How do I manage? My mommy is not there. So it's high time the whole human race recognizes and realizes that cooking at home is very important, and anyone has got 2 legs and 1 head should learn to cook and eat. And it's the advantage in Indian system because we always have mothers, sisters, wives, they're all helping us to cook. And this male dominated societies, we have a boon in India that our women do this job without any asking for any returns. So you're a lucky boy. You had a very good mommy. So you should first thank her. And I think the lesson is to learn cooking. Simple thing, because I faced the same problem when I was a kid. For me, the system is a little different. I didn't want to eat meat because being born in a Muslim family. So I didn't want to eat meat. So, but my whole family was eating meat. So I said, okay, that's enough. Enough is enough. So at the age of 14 or 15, I believe you're on the same range.
17 now.
17, okay. At the age of 14 or so, I just happened to switch to a college where a hostel was there. So I started learning to cook and,
Oh,
I
wow.
became a vegetarian. No, so I have been a vegetarian for the last almost 60, 55 years or so.
Oh, wow.
So cooking is a mesmerizing thing for me. I mean, even just now I trouble my wife into kitchen. I go into kitchen and keep.
All your stuff there.
She say, first get out of the kitchen.
I can do the cooking.
But I love cooking, and everyone should learn to cook and eat because that's what keeps you healthy.
Correct. And even thing is that in a country like America now, ordering in food is much cheaper than actually going buying the groceries, grains, vegetables, coming home and then cooking. And even as that labor effort that people try to escape, especially when they're living such
No,
corporate
that is
lifestyles.
the corporate Mayajal. See, they want everything under their control. I'll give you one very dirty example. In Bangalore, even if you want to pee, you have to find a toilet and pay money. And you see, there's a corporate.
Correct.
So everything that humans do has to go through them so that you pay some tax like toll. So you're peeing, you're sleeping, you're eating, everything you have to go through their shopping. And that's what they have made sure in America, Europe. Almost cooking is gone. Everyone has to eat outside or order and bring it, or go to the restaurants and pay heavy price. See, in restaurant you go eat a dosa. Even in India, imagine. Now you go and eat a dosa, it is 100 rupees. Now 100 rupees I can make 4 dosas if I cook and make.
Correct.
And that means we are paying. You eat same one dosa at home, you are paying 4 times
dosas.
more price. That's where is it going? It's going to the corporates. Yeah. So that ecosystem is built by the corporate people, and you have to be deciphering this system and then happily cook at home. But the problem doesn't end there. You become sick. You pay 10 times more to the hospitals. So you may think that, oh, going to the grocery shop, bringing and all that is not convenient. But then going to hospitals is
It's also not convenient at all.
it's not convenient either. You should understand. So working at home for your own food, healthy living is a must according to me.
So, do you also feel that even the entire supplement industry or even customized supplements are all corporate?
Everything is fixed for you. You do this and only this. Nothing else you can do. In fact, it's corporate Mayajal is so much so that if you walk into a pizza shop, it is tied with Coke, not with Pepsi.
Correct.
The same thing is happening all over the world. You go to McDonald's, they will give you only that kind of drink, not anything else. Isn't it? So you have no choice. You walk into airport, do you have any choices?
No, you don't.
You still end up paying for the same idli. 3 idlis in Bangalore airport costs 400 or 500 rupees. What is the real cost? So what I do, I make the same idlis, put it in my dabba and go to the airport. That should be a sensible thing to do, am I right?
Correct.
After eating that idli which is made 3 days, 4 days before and put it in a cold room and then they reheat, they have all the technologies.
Yeah, better to make it now.
But
Go
eat. So we are losing the focus of health, but all are falling for the convenience. So this is the answer for you. So don't fall for convenience.
Learn to cook.
Learn to cook and be real and be healthy.
So now
This is a very good question you have asked. I am really pleased. I'm really pleased because this is where we are losing the way. And cooking is relegated to cyber cafes and no one knows what they do there.
correct.
And this is a sad story for human race. We are at a very bad junction.
Because even primitively, all of us The entire point was to find food, cook it yourself.
That
And
as
live life
simple as
that way.
that we are complicating because of all these erroneous systems being put around you. Isn't it?
That's so true.
So this realization has to come to the younger generation. And so I'm glad you asked the question that we are talking about it. I hope young people watch this and learn the real basic things. Once you are a human being, you should know how to cook your food.
Correct.
As simple as that. So actually I go one step further and say all the schools in the world should have cooking as their main curriculum.
That's so true.
Yeah, everyone should learn to cook.
Because that's how you lead life.
That's how you live life. After, by the time you get out of the school, you know how to take care of yourself.
Where instead they teach you about money rather than your own health. That's
Yes.
so true. Now, coming to another very important aspect of the lifestyle, which is amli,
Ambali.
right? So it's a very powerful thing. You say that a sick person should have amli 3 times a day.
Yes.
And even a normal person should have it at least once a day. So what kind of role does it play in like gut health and managing these conditions?
See, the word gut is basically, in a scientific terminology, the celiac region, where after the stomach, you have the small intestine beginning, that is pyloric sphincter, opens into the gut. Till the rectum, the sigmoid curve, all these large intestines, all these are called gut. So the epithelial cells of this wonderful organ called gut. Gut is a colloquial, normal
Term.
term, common man's term, but it is scientifically these are the parts. The epithelial cells, the lower inner lining up, is actually associated with microbial systems that are coexisting, symbiotic living. And this is where the, I would say, magic happens. This is the real magic because people have not yet understood the science of the symbiotic living of microbes and with our living cells. So whatever we are deficient of, that is communicated to this gut microbiome, which then reimagines itself and start making those biochemicals for you. So you give them little food for them to live and then they work for you.
Correct.
So much so that they have transporters, transmutators, genes regulators, everything they are helping you. A complex molecule like vitamin B12 is actually synthesized by the gut microbiome.
But they say that you can only get B12 when you have
From meat. That's they are hiding is that meat gets vitamin B12 because of the microbes that are there living in that gut microbiome.
Right.
So no human, no mammal can make vitamin B12. It is the gut microbes that make the vitamin B12. So if your food, now what we are eating, is actually killing the gut microbiome. We should have approximately 2.2 kilograms of gut microbes. Right now, the modern man has only 1.1 kilograms.
Oh, wow.
So that is directly proportional to the diseases that we are facing. So if I now fill the gut microbes to 2.2 kilograms, then you have the right ecosystem where they can even throw away the pathogenic bacteria.
Got it.
Yeah. And of course, we get back to the first part discussion of glucose spikes. And glucose spikes have lot of thing to do with gut microbiome. If you have too much of glucose spikes, your gut microbiome, the good microbes start decreasing. Pathogenic bacteria increases. So the negative thing becomes more. See, the glucose spike just does not give that kind of diseases. It also has internally disturbing the gut microbiome, giving you immune system problems, all other complicated issues can arise. So that's why glucose spikes are not to be in your bloodstream.
Got it.
And that's how millets are
Control.
most important staple food for you. So if you control glucose spike, your disease systems are taken off from the table. Now again, you asked gut microbiome is right. If you have good microbial celiac region, you can control your brain, because the vagus nerve, the neurons, the synapses, the neurotransmitters are all controlled by the
Got it.
gut and gut microbiome. So your mental peace, happiness, not being restless, all these things are connected to your gut being right. So who can make gut being right? It is again the fibrous grains. Without fibrous grains, you cannot have gut microbiome enrichment. That's why Ambali is the technique designed by me scientifically. So you have take 5 grams of fibrous grains and add 500 ml of water. These microbes are aerobic, not anaerobic. You need oxygen for them. Unlike milk becoming curds, it is an anaerobic bacteria. Unlike your idli, dosa, that is yeast fermentation, it is anaerobic. So this is exclusively distinct and different. Ambali is aerobic fermentation. So you have fibrous grains on which diversified microbes grow with the help of oxygen.
Got it.
And that's why if you leave Ambali for longer fermentation, you go to the ethyl alcohol stage. So you make daru. That's how beer is,
correct.
beer is made. So you brew for longer and with the distinctly chosen microbes, you can make beer. So that's why we clearly specify in Ambali making, after tying the cloth, cotton cloth, so that the air
It comes in.
aeration is in the, and mud pot only works because of small micropores.
Circulation.
Yeah, air is circulated, no pressure is built up, and after 8 hours the microbes have grown, and then that's the time when we take it.
So why do we drink it and not eat it?
Yeah, if you make solid, your pyloric sphincter does not open. So the microbes do not enter the celiac region. What happens is acid comes in the stomach, you kill the microbes. That's why it has to be thin porridge, so that you drink it. You're basically fooling your pyloric sphincter, saying that it is liquid, allow it. If you eat solid, it doesn't, till digestion is over, it doesn't open.
Correct.
This is the reason. It's a good question.
And at the same time, you say that a lot of microbes, as you mentioned, that they used to be close to 2 kilograms. Now there's only like 1.1, right? Has certain species of these microbes gone extinct, and is it possible?
They are
for you
not extinct. The environment in which they grow is not provided.
So we can create it again.
Of course, that's how we are able to bring things back. But what we are eating all along in the modern food is killing the microbes, because you have glucose spikes, you have too much glucose in the bloodstream, you have too many steroids, you have antibiotics, you have all these medicines flowing. And especially when you eat meat and eggs, you are loading them with all these preservatives, and it's a mess. Because 1 kilogram of meat production requires 8 kilograms of grain to be eaten by a mammal. I mean, an animal, whatever, it's a chicken or any animal. Chicken is not a mammal, or like pigs or cows. So 8 kilograms worth of all the chemicals fertilizers, pesticides,
Right.
steroids, all this together you are consuming in a kilogram of meat or kilogram of egg or whatever you are eating, chicken.
So it messes up your
It messes
microbe
up your
completely.
gut microbiome completely, and that's what has been happening.
And so everything can be kind of, you can replenish
Replenish, absolutely.
everything.
Just like replenish your blood, I can replenish the gut microbiome. So when you drink ambali at least once a day, you are replenishing, and the right microbes are going and colonizing the epithelial walls of your gut, that is celiac region. So over a period of time, they establish their colonies, and your inner lining is now cooperating, symbiotically working with your living cells.
Got it.
And that's how you establish good gut microbiome.
Now, what if you have amli, a little bit of amli, you drink it before every meal?
Yes, you can. You can. If you can make the timing correct.
Correct, that's true.
So, generally, practically, it's easy to drink ambali before breakfast and before dinner. For afternoon ambali, you need to be soaking somewhere in the night, 12 o'clock, and cook around 6 a.m. and then wait till 1 or 2. So, it doesn't practically work out. So, soak in the night, cook in the morning, drink in the night.
Got it.
So, soak in the morning, cook in the evening, night, and then drink in the morning. So, twice a day is very good. We have found a lot of good results with this simple system.
I think I'll try having, perhaps before every meal. Or
Yeah,
so.
before twice, breakfast and dinner. In the afternoon, you eat your lunch, no problem. Twice is good because it gives 8 hours more time to replenish, keep adjusting and balancing itself. So
Now, talking about replenishing cells, right? As you mentioned, what is your opinion on fasting to replenish the cells, especially when it comes to autophagy and things like that? Does it help your body to kind of rejuvenate, replenish, or
no. Don't be under the misconception that fasting builds your microbes. No, nothing to do with microbes. Fasting has something to do with cleaning. The toxicity that we build up through metabolic activities has to be removed. When you fast, the living cells can concentrate on this detoxification, and while detoxing, they can eliminate the damaged cells, and this kind of activity can go on, and you give time to your living cells to detox properly and then clean up the damaged systems and things like that. So it is nothing to do with gut microbes, but gut microbes by themselves help this detox process. So when you fast and with good gut microbiome, the effects is exponential. So that's why in our Sirijivana lifestyle we tell once in 15 days you fast. Not this intermittent fasting and all that. We want a complete fast of 24 hours. That's you eat in the morning today, and
Next
then
day,
eat
tomorrow
next
morning.
day tomorrow morning or tomorrow evening.
Got it.
Religiously, people consider sleeping time 12 hours is not fasting because you are not doing much. So people extend it to the next day evening also. But as far as I am concerned, I am willing to give it to the younger generation. 12 hours fasting itself is good enough if you consider sleeping is not fasting also. But ultimately it amounts to 24 hours.
Correct.
So you are not eating 24 hours itself is a great sadhana, great achievement according to me. And as you grow old, you can fast for 36 hours. Yeah, don't be rushing to fast. Take it easy. Once in 15 days you can fast and you will be doing good to yourself.
At the same time, on the contrary, see, we live in a time where number one, there's food everywhere. Food has become fashion almost right now, and also
Is there
historically,
food everywhere?
no, not food, chemicals
Not
everywhere.
food.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm preempting your question. Am I right? I'm preempting your question. There is no food. It's only your addictions.
Hmm. Correct.
You have sugary biscuits, cakes. All these are your addictions. So, sorry. Anyway, you ask your question.
No.
But now let's come back to what is food then? Is the question. How
Correct.
do we define food? So, the one that does not make glucose spike, that is, does not disturb your homeostasis of the blood, the food that does not disturb your gut microbiome, the food that does not disturb your hormonal balance because of endocrine systems being the regulatory and controlling factors. So, once you define the food this fashion, then you see whatever you are going to eat, does it satisfies these three conditions. So, this is the education that we have to build in and day out and educate the system. But we are now very far off because in the last 100 years, the corporates have educated the whole societies that this is what you need to eat, this is what you need to eat, this is what we will give you, and not defining the food in its right scientific way. So, earnestly, the answer to your question is that the whole system has to be rebuilt. So, we have to unlearn what these corporate people have taught us, and we have to start learning and educating ourselves and the next generations. And that's what I have been at it for the last 30 years. And because a system doesn't exist from the authorities, we need to go to different places, villages. I'm now actually, in the last 3 years, I have visited more than 3,000 colleges
Wow.
across the country.
Oh, wow.
So that younger generation is at least aware that there is something different other than this overwhelming sensually sensitive. What do you call sensual? Yeah, they've made it sensual. Food has become
Correct.
sensual with all these advertisements and whatnot, all these smartphones, and so that's not food. That's not food at all. So we are trying to define and pass it on the information to the common man as well as the so-called educated people, because they are also not educated in its true sense, because they are also eating the same rice, wheat and refined oils which are causing all these damages.
Correct. But also at the same time, do you believe that people eat what they need to eat depending on the environment they're in?
Millets have been universal food. That means millets can grow everywhere.
Correct.
In Himalayas they grow, in Rajasthan they grow, in England they grow, in America they
England as well.
Yeah, England people just 200 years ago were eating comb millet. It is called comb millet, COMB, which is actually a variety of proso millet and foxtail millet.
Is it?
Yeah, they didn't have rice and wheat.
Oh.
So all over the world, including Jesus Christ, ate for that what do you call Last Supper. It's brown top millet.
Ah.
So Muhammad Paigambar drank porridge of barnyard millet. I can go on reeling these historical facts.
And that's very interesting.
Yeah, so it's a just 100, 125, 150 years old history that you're all
So that's why you say that it's a science that's forgotten.
No, the science is forgotten because it is corporate.
Correct.
If you're a real scientist, you should be talking, questioning, and experimenting on those millions of years people ate. And we have historical evidences.
Correct.
So why are we not doing research at all? There is not a single research institute on this planet Till recently, 2017 or 18, there's one that came up overnight as Indian Institute of Millet Research. All through England, Europe, America, they are so-called research institutes. No one is talking about millets, leave alone doing research, because they wanted to throw them out of our plates. Because if you keep eating millets, you don't need medicines. Sorry to say this, but that's the truth.
There's one really famous quote that you say about food. Can you please say that? Because
You tell me what it is.
you say something that when food is wrong, no medicine works. But when food is right, no medicine is needed.
Needed. Perfect.
And that's
I'm glad
so
you
true.
caught that. And I want every kid, coming generations, to get this quote right. If your food is right, no medicine is needed. If your food is wrong, no medicine works. As simple as that. So your health is related to the food, not medicines.
Correct.
I'm glad you caught the essence of what I have been trying to communicate to the next generations. So nice of you.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Yeah.
It was lovely to have you today here on this podcast. And you're such an inspiration for me. And if it's one thing, just before we end, I just want to know what would be a way for me or anyone to be able to carry this millet protocol forward.
To make things easy for next generations, I'm glad you picked up all these wonderful concepts, and I'm glad, actually, I am inspired by what you're trying to communicate to your peer group. And really, it is young people with the right knowledge and the zeal to make things better around themselves is what is needed. And that's what I have been inspired by, that we need to keep the living things, all the diversified biosystems on this planet, because that's what makes this planet heaven. Otherwise, we are going to be in a hell. There is no heaven and hell elsewhere.
That's so true.
So we would love to pass on to the next generation heavenly earth. So that means keep all the living systems, biodiversity, the natural, wonderful things that God's presence is given to us. So let's carry on this and make the future living beautiful for everyone. So nice, and I'm really thanking you and glad
Thank you so much.
you are
Doctor.
inspiring me.